Welcome to Story Ideas on the Fly, where we take in a random idea out the hat and see where it takes us.
Right, kids. All right. Okay,
I'm done.
kids. Okay. Oh gosh, this is fitting that you started off so weird. Fruit Ninja versus Monster Fruit. Who put this in here? All right, guys.
All right.
Here we go. This is not what I would generally start with. How would you do a Fruit Ninja? This to me is says video game, not book.
That's because it's based on a
It is
video
an
game.
actual video
Fruit
game.
Ninja.
There's a
game.
video game called Fruit Ninja,
But let's
where
turn
you
this
slice
into a
fruit with a
story
sword.
that
That's
can be
literally it.
taken kind of seriously. So, biologically, if you had creatures who stored their energy kind of like a fruit, as glucose, would that make sense, or would it be weird?
Usually it's more effective to
Ooh.
store it as fat, but
Okay.
we could actually do something kind of... Okay, it's completely different. Because this idea is that some trees will have seeds that'll have stuff like little wings on it that'll allow it to glide away. What if we took that
we're gonna
about
get a
10
biology
steps
lesson.
further and said,
Ah.
this seed has legs?
Okay.
And we'll walk away.
And we'll eat you, and
Okay. I want to take this a totally different way because it said, what did it say? Oh gosh, gotta find it in here again. There's too
Monster
many
fruit?
things. Fruit Ninja versus Monster Fruit. What if we go into a either fantasy or superhero? Either setting I could see this in, but probably fantasy. Is you have magic, but magic comes from a magic fruit.
Mhm.
So you have some fruit,
Okay.
and so now you're going to have fruit ninjas because your ninjas are the skill. A lot of their magic will come from this fruit, and you will
Okay.
also though have fruits that monsters can eat that are going to
Okay.
turn them into monsters.
Okay.
So we're
So-
basically using One Piece's magic system, that style?
I
More or
have
less.
never watched One Piece.
All
I
magic-
have no idea.
Pretty much all magic
More or
comes
less,
from fruit.
except
from
I don't
eating
think we
fruits.
should go
Oh, I
with...
didn't know that. I
That's
thought
There's one type of every single fruit that can give you literally any power you can imagine.
The idea
I thought I was being unique.
Nothing's
That's okay,
original.
That's okay, because I think we can take this in a direction that it
was
looks
thinking-
nothing like One Piece.
I was thinking, who's ever heard of magic coming from,
From fruit?
There's
That's
over
actually
1,000,
5 different
episodes
times.
that say no, that say otherwise. No, it's okay.
I guess.
No, I like the idea though of magic
Nothing
fruit
is
because-
original. Nothing you can ever think of hasn't
I
already
know.
been thought
Let's
of
do
before.
a story of like eldritch horror, but all our main characters are bunnies. Oh wait, no, what's that called? Waterway fowl?
Oh dear.
All right.
That's
Okay.
Watership Down, you
So
mean?
I do
Okay,
like this.
Watership Down.
No, I do
That's a
like
dark
the
one.
idea that the fruit is magical. That the fruit grants magic powers, or this special kind of fruit grants magic powers. But instead of doing it One Piece style, where it's more rare or more or every fruit's unique, what if we had something where there are fewer types of fruit, but they're more
Numerous?
and yeah,
Humans might actually be trying to cultivate
and
this
if
fruit.
beasts get them, they go berserk. They become extremely dangerous and they gain power. Like they go mad and they get power.
Yeah.
That could be very interesting because then your heroes, your people who do take this fruit to gain abilities, then have to go protect the.
Question
what
though,
you could do.
why wouldn't humans be going insane?
What if they are?
Ooh.
I was gonna
So
say.
here's a concept here, and hear me out.
Okay.
What if what these fruits did wasn't so much just oh, now have magic powers, but instead was something like, okay, this fruit, it gives you the buff of +2 strength, but at a -2 to your wisdom type thing.
So beasts go crazy faster.
Yeah, beasts go
because
crazy
they're not
faster,
as
but
intelligent.
people, when
There
they
is a
have
price
when they
to
eat these,
pay.
it kind of eats away at either their minds, or sometimes it eats away at their body in exchange for the mind, but it eats away at something in exchange for something else. And so because of that, you can eat as many fruits as you want, but they'll either all counter each other, or they'll completely dump one thing for
Or they'll
everything
make you
else.
go
Wait,
crazy.
I kind of
They-
think you could have the same fruit, just one magic fruit, and it be very common. And a lot of people are afraid to eat it because what it would do is have different effects on different people. So it would
Okay.
say, we are going to basically enhance you. Now, when we start enhancing you,
Mm-hmm.
that means taking any traits, positive or negative type thing, and blowing them up.
So
Alright.
the seer amplifies anything that it has. So good becomes great, bad becomes worse. That is why you were chosen.
Pretty much. No,
Okay.
that's not that. I do like that. That sounds
Yeah,
very
and if
interesting.
we're going to do that, showing that again, my idea is not original.
Original.
Like we said, there's
I
no
feel so
really
important.
original idea.
So, but if you were going to do that, see, what if he hadn't picked someone so good?
Mhm.
You know, what if
Mhm.
this is something that, so animals, what is it going to do to them? It's going to take their hunting instincts, it's going to take their,
Mm-hmm.
and
Make them extra strong and powerful, but
And
yeah,
increase their
with
hunting
no.
instincts.
oh gosh.
And also their
Mhm.
determination, their
Yeah.
pain tolerance.
Yeah,
their-
their endurance. So it's going to go up and it's going to beef them up. But where it makes it makes things stronger, well, it also makes the stupidity stronger.
Yes.
Not necessarily everything
Here's a
stronger.
question,
No,
if
though.
you're
but
not
feral
that smart,
animals are going to
be
become more feral.
feral. Right. And so
Okay.
a person that takes it, I mean, if you're one of these people that just has that slightly better, I made it to human and didn't become a dog type of intelligence or something, they might get something they else would take a hit there even more so.
Mhm.
You could really play with that. Go
That
ahead.
is
If we are going
interesting.
with the idea that it is increasing anything you have, then how do we make it so that humans can eat this safely? Because basically every bad trait is really just a good trait taken to an extreme.
No, that's the exact thing.
Is
Is
that
there would be a huge thing of be careful how much you eat of these, because
yeah, or don't eat it at all.
or don't eat it at all. But I think some people would have to eat it in order
Yeah,
to.
in order to
Well,
protect.
I think
But I think it would take like huge amounts of discipline and.
you could
Yeah.
do one of two things.
That's what you need. You need to have it so that anyone who eats this fruit has as much discipline as possible. Because if they don't have the discipline needed, then the rest of their
So
Which is
make
where
them
the
monks.
other
ninjas
ideas
come
will
in,
take
is
over.
because they're.
Okay.
I mean, depending on how you want to take ninjas.
Yeah,
But if you have
this
a
should be more
ninja
monk route, but
yeah, but
still
where they
same
train before they eat the fruit.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what we could do is, instead of having this fruit available and everybody eats this fruit and you've got kind of a chaotic society, you
Yeah.
have it
Have it
where
be a very
the
rare
beast,
fruit.
or it is a very rare fruit. In fact,
No,
it
have
was-
it be
let me
okay.
finish. So what happens is you have this fruit where it was at one time plentiful, it was destroying the society, they made efforts to kill it, but the problem is that the beast that were mutated through this still reproduces those horrible beasts. And so they have
Mhm.
monsters and beasts attacking, and that's where you get your
Or you
Your
just have it
cookies.
still grow out
It-
in the wilds,
yeah,
and so even though
and-
people
yeah.
try to kill this plant whenever they
but so
see it,
then-
Society killed it, but it
turns
still
out
grows
that
in
it's
the woods.
actually a vine, so it can just grow anywhere.
But then you get it kind of regulated within the
Mhm.
cities, within the,
Yeah.
it is regulated. You are not supposed to go out.
Mhm.
In fact, there's strict penalties if you do go out and eat
Yeah.
it wild. And you have to train. You have to become the fruit
and then
ninja.
there would also
And
be
maybe different
illegal
factions
trades
would,
for
yeah,
it too.
illegal trades. There would also be different factions because, yeah, if I'm a monarch, I want everyone else to get rid of their fruits, but I don't necessarily want to give up my tree with the
I'm
magic
going
fruit.
to have a secret stash here, and I might not
And so
eat.
actually a lot of your nations or your groups would cultivate and keep their fruit
But it
trees
would be
very carefully.
regulated.
Yes, and this would be an interesting thing. So you could have, this kingdom that has their fruit ninjas, and this kingdom or city or whatever,
Yeah.
has their fruit knights, and this kingdom that has, and they've all got their different elite forces,
Mhm.
training more so to fight the different kind of monsters that
Oh,
come
yeah.
in their lands. But you could
Well,
also have
ninja
a
in
lot.
truth is a very broad
Yes,
broad
but you could
spectrum of
also have
meanings.
a lot of intrigue within these different factions.
Yes, a lot of spying, a lot of assassinations, a lot of.
Because if you're just going, I'm just going to fight monsters, that doesn't make much of a novel.
Which
Pretty
a
boring.
All right.
lot of kings would probably need to eat a lot of this fruit if that's the case, because if you're being fought, if the people who, if you're trying to assassinate someone, why would you send average McStabby Pants when you can send super McStabby Pants?
Right.
Right, so he'd have
Which
to have
would
some
mean most of
powerful
the kings would
bodyguards.
have to either have powerful bodyguards or eat this fruit themselves, which would make it so that their instincts are being kicked into overdrive, which
this
would
could be
usually
very
make them more
interesting.
tyrannical of kings, which would quickly cause a downward spiral.
No, this would be a very interesting.
Actually, no. Perfect idea for a
World.
villain. Just have your villain.
Be paranoid.
No,
That ate some of these fruits.
he ate a bunch.
You could actually have him be a king or however we're doing this.
Whatever
Yeah,
he is,
I
it
like
doesn't matter
king
who he is
one
originally.
of these-
Great.
He could have been one of the greatest knights in any of the kingdoms, but basically he just for some reason
descended into
decided he
madness
needed
and
more
paranoia.
power and ate more fruits, and because of that some of his worst traits were amplified to
And he
super
basically
extreme
descended
versions.
into madness and paranoia.
Yeah, so he's doing madness, paranoia,
Obviously, he had some
lust for
he-
power.
He had a lust for power beforehand, and he started eating these fruits. But beforehand, his honor was keeping that in control. But your honor might actually have a cap of how much something can.
Yeah,
go
it's hard
to.
to.
And so that capped out, and then his lust for power kept growing as he kept just
Well,
going.
I don't
"You know
think
what,
it's so much a
one
hard cap, but more of
could
a
go."
soft cap
Yeah.
Yeah.
type thing.
You know what?
That's
One
fair.
more would help me to fight off more better. You know
Yeah.
what? One more would. 1 more. 10 more. 400 more.
Depending on what
Yeah.
you want to set this in, because I could see this very much as fantasy. I could also see this really kind of set more in
Well, since the prompt was ninja, I'd probably try to
I'd go for fantasy.
a
But
little
if
bit
you wanted to
feudal,
go
a little
more
maybe even
tech,
a
of
little
course, even-
Japanese if I
Mom, you can
brush
have a
up on
fantasy with
my-
technology.
well, true.
That's just called a fantasy with technology.
You could also just, instead of doing it with technology, do it with magic, wizardry, etc. But you could part of this be your hero looking for the antidote to this. In fact, your hero could set out having someone that he cares about having
taken the fruit.
and had it done really bad things about him to him, and he is locked up and going to be executed or something because of what he's done, going, okay, wait, he wasn't in control and he didn't even really choose this. This was something, he had to do to help, protect the king or whatever. There are lots of ways you
that
could
could
go
be
with
very
this.
interesting.
Yeah.
But
This could be a lot of fun.
so okay.
I
So
would
is it
have fun
dystopia?
writing this. I would have fun writing
It's a
this.
fantasy dystopia.
Fantasy dystopia. Definitely fantasy dystopia.
Yeah, we've
Because
been making a lot of fantasy dystopias recently.
they are
That's
fun
okay.
to write.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They are really fun to write. I mean,
So
I
how
love
do you
them.
write this?
I've done several. I love
That's
them.
nice. Because usually most dystopias end up being sci-fi.
Which
yeah,
are fun
I
too,
like
but-
fantasy dystopia though.
Yeah, fantasy
Um,
dystopia is cool.
Okay.
This would not be.
Yeah,
I would not
this
write
would be
this.
fun. I could see writing this. I could see you writing
I
it,
could
but we
see-
write
okay,
very differently.
About any time you say let's start doing dystopia, I'm going to be interested
You're
in
like,
writing.
ooh, fun.
Yeah, I do. I don't know why. It's like it always surprises people. It's like, yeah, cute little me. I expect you to just write little fluffy bunnies and romance, and it's like, no, no. I had a teenage boy once read one of my books, and he was like, I liked it. It surprised me that you wrote that. It's like, yep.
So how would you write it?
Yeah, we want to know how you would write it. Please put your comments in the comment section. Put your ideas there and give us ideas for our hat. Who knows? You may have something great. You may have something funny. Just give us whatever you got, and we'll see you next time.